Today, I'm making a simple and delicious beginner-friendly sourdough boule that's soft, airy, and bakery-worthy, all using just some basic tools and ingredients you already have at home. But if you don't have a starter yet, don't worry. I have another video that will show you how to make one from scratch. The full recipe with measurements in both grams and cups is on my blog, and a link is in the description below. Let's get started. Start by combining an active and bubbly sourdough starter, water, salt, and flour in a bowl. Mix with a spatula, then use your hands to bring it all together. Dump the dough onto your counter and do some slap and folds. You'll just pick it up, slap it down, fold it over itself, grab it on the sides, and turn it 90 degrees. Keep doing this until it starts looking smoother. This strengthens the gluten to help your dough develop structure. Transfer the dough to a clean bowl and cover with a plate, lid, or plastic wrap to prevent it from drying out. Over the next couple of hours, do 3 or 4 sets of stretch and folds, about 30 to 45 minutes apart. These gently build strength in the dough and trap gas to give you a soft, airy crumb. You'll just reach under the dough with your hand, pull it up and over, then turn the bowl and repeat until you've worked all the way around. Optionally, you can do a coil fold after the 3 or 4 sets of stretch and folds. It's a gentler way to strengthen and organize the gluten network, which doesn't disturb any gas bubbles that could be forming by now as much as stretching and folding would. Cover the bowl again and leave it to finish rising at room temp for a few more hours. This stage is called bulk fermentation. It'll happen faster if your kitchen is warm and slower if it's on the cool side. Your dough is done and ready to shape when the dough is clearly domed on top and has lots of visible bubbles under the surface. It should look airy and bubbly but still hold its shape. If it's soupy or liquidy, the fermentation has gone too far, so keep checking on it regularly. So, when your dough is done bulk fermenting and it's ready to shape, line a colander with a tea towel and dust it with rice flour. The holes help draw moisture from the surface for a better crust. If you don't have a colander, a round bowl will do the trick too. Gently coax the dough onto your counter, stretch it gently into a rough square, and fold the edges over like a letter. Roll it up from the short side, and roll it around on your counter to form some tension on the top. It's kind of like making a giant dinner roll or bun. Shaping is really important to give the loaf structure and to help it rise beautifully in the oven, so don't skip this step. Place the shaped boule upside down in your colander for the final proof and cover it with a plate or a damp kitchen towel. You can proof at room temperature for a few hours if you want to bake the same day, but check regularly to make sure it doesn't overproof. When it's proofed perfectly, it will seem airy and puffed a little from when you shaped it, but it will still hold its shape. If it's flat or soupy, the fermentation has gone too far. For beginners, I recommend putting it in the fridge overnight to proof. This slows fermentation, develops more flavor, and makes it beginner-friendly because you can bake the loaf anytime the next day without worrying about it overproofing. You'll need an oven-safe container with a lid to bake your bread in. This traps the steam coming out of your loaf, which helps it expand and develop a beautiful crisp and crackling crust. You can use a Dutch oven or a large stainless steel pot, but large enameled roasting pans are my favorite. They're big, light, and inexpensive, and they'll fit just about any size or shaped loaf. Whatever container you use, just make sure it's rated for at least 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 230 degrees Celsius. When your loaf is ready to bake, put your pot in the oven with the lid on and preheat to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 230 degrees Celsius. Cut a sling from a piece of parchment paper to make it easy to lift the dough in and out of the pot. Gently turn out your proofed dough onto the parchment and brush off any excess flour. Cut a large X into the top of the loaf with the sharpest kitchen knife you have, at least 1/2 inch and up to 1 inch deep. Scoring gives your bread room to expand to its fullest without randomly tearing the crust. Carefully lower the dough into the hot pan, cover, and bake for about 20 minutes. Then remove the lid and continue baking until the crust is beautifully golden and crackling. The steam from the lid gives the loaf a perfect oven spring and a bakery quality crust. Leaving the loaf to cool completely will require all of the self-control you have, but it's very important. The bread isn't actually done baking until it has cooled down. The crumb needs to finish setting, and the flavor needs this time to develop fully. Cutting too early can make the loaf gummy or dense. You'll know the bread is done if it's nice and golden on the outside, feels light, and sounds hollow when you tap on it. And there you have it, a beginner-friendly sourdough boule with a soft, airy crumb and a crisp, crackling crust, all without needing any fancy tools or ingredients. For the full recipe, check out my blog post linked below. And if you're looking for something delicious to make with your sourdough discard, you should check out my sourdough coffee cake recipe next. If this video helped you feel confident about making your first loaf of sourdough bread, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.